Welcome back to Liberty's Hill, where we explore the question, how can we create a world of human flourishing with liberty, justice, dignity, and prosperity? I'm Dr. Bill Brannan, a pastor in Liberty Hill, Texas. Today, we are exploring the question, is America embracing the dark side? The idea for this video, as you probably already guessed, comes from Star Wars. Yoda tells Anakin that fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. I love this quote because one of my favorite scriptures from the Apostle John states that perfect love casts out fear. I believe these types of ideas can build a world of human flourishing. I love the ideas in the Star Wars films because they are relevant to a discussion on liberty. The dark side is associated with the empire, which is an expression of tyranny. Fear, anger, hate lead to tyranny and oppression. If we use fear to promote liberty, we end up destroying it in the process. This is one of my major concerns with much of what I am finding in public discourse. People try to promote good ends using fear. In the process, they are dehumanizing people who think and act differently, even when addressing very real injustices. I will admit, I'm a book addict who also loves movies and entertainment. We can understand a lot about the ideas driving society from the arts. Yet when I decided to make a YouTube channel, I thought I'd better start engaging in social media. I opened up X, formerly known as Twitter, for the first time in years, and the first post was from Matt Walsh that perfectly highlights the ideas we are discussing today. I will refer to his post, but I have found the same issue all across social media. In the post, Walsh talks about Gillian Ludwig being shot by Shaquille Taylor, who was shooting randomly at cars. He had been arrested for this in the past, but was not charged because he was considered mentally unfit. Walsh writes, "This is what compassion for these violent parasites gets you. It's a trade-off. Compassion for them means abject cruelty to innocent people like Gillian Ludwig. It means that Gillian Ludwig has to die so that we can be nice to a criminal scumbag who contributes nothing to society. Society would be a better place if Shaquille Taylor was not in it. It would be a better place if Gillian Ludwig was still in it. But instead, Ludwig is dead and Taylor is alive. This is what we do now. Time and again, we trade the worst for the best. We sacrifice the lives of people you want in your community for the sake of people that nobody wants anywhere near them." I find this post very challenging, and I do not have a perfect solution to the issue. I can see what Walsh is championing, a world that agrees with my conception of a world of liberty and human flourishing. In a world of liberty, people are free from being shot randomly when driving their car. He raises many important other points, but the question is, how can we address these issues without promoting fear, anger, and hate? The challenge is that there are facts that need to be addressed, but the very facts themselves can lead to fear. How can we frame a discussion on the facts while minimizing fear? Yet Walsh, whether he realizes it or not, actually uses fear, anger, and hate to try to create a better world. I truly believe that people do not understand what they are doing. Before returning to Walsh's post, I will mention a discussion I had with a friend. We are quickly approaching the 2024 election, so we were discussing Donald Trump. Because of my conviction of the danger of using fear to promote our cause, even a good one, I mentioned that Donald Trump is doing the same thing. My friend suggested this was the only way to win. I have to believe there is a better way. As a Christian, the best example in my mind of overcoming evil with good was when Jesus was unjustly crucified and prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." Later, the same heart was echoed when Stephen was martyred. In line with Star Wars, specifically The Mandalorian, I want to proclaim, this is the way. I suggested that it was possible for someone to win by being highly charismatic and getting people to believe in ideas that can unite and heal our nation. We can win the world when we love those who hate us, bless those who curse us, and do good to those who do us evil. The world sure is giving Donald Trump plenty of opportunity to do this. I suggest that if we divide to conquer, we are all conquered. Back to Matt Walsh. Here are two ways he explicitly used the dark side. These violent parasites and a criminal scumbag who contributes absolutely nothing to society. We're talking about someone who is created in the image of God as a scumbag and a parasite. This is dehumanizing and demonizing. It leads to the dark side and the empire wins. He also equates human value to what we contribute to society. Is that the source of human worth and value? Empires in the past have killed children born crippled. What about people who have handicaps? Do they have no worth? Echoing the Mandalorian in reverse, I suggest this is not the way. The challenge I have in addressing Walsh posts is very similar to Walsh's challenge. How do I address these issues in a way that does not lead to the dark side? I do not know that I have the skill yet. I can easily see people using what I said here to dehumanize Walsh or Trump. That is the exact opposite of what I want to do. They both care about a lot of the same things that I care about. I believe they both want to create a better world. I also believe their vision of a better world and how to achieve it is closer to mine than Obama's. Yet, when thinking about someone winning an election without resorting to the dark side, I bet Obama could do it. I also believe Obama wants a lot of the same things I want in the world. Obama has been in my thoughts again lately because of the movie he produced, Leave the World Behind. I loved it. The scene that went back and forth between G.H. Scott and Clay Sanford dealing with Danny, while Ruth Scott and Amanda Sanford were talking in a cabin and later confronting deer, was spectacular. The racial reconciliation depicted was deeply moving. The movie does seem to suggest, however, the idea that the system is so systemically racist that the only way to achieve racial reconciliation would be to tear it down and start over. As Ruth said, we are all we have left, as the reason why they need to reconcile. The question is whether such a collapse is the way a world of liberty is actually developed in the real world, or whether tearing everything down leads to anarchy and then tyranny. Eventually, I want to explore the idea of whether liberty can be created by a cataclysmic revolution, or it is the fruit of developing ideas and values in culture. Going back to the epic quote from Star Wars, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. I ask whether you think America is embracing the dark side. I think so. What are your thoughts? I believe most people want to create a better world and simply do not understand the effect of using fear to motivate. It is one of the greatest threats to human flourishing we are facing, and it turns people who should be friends into enemies. My hope is that helping people see the danger of the dark side is enough to turn them from it. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and please subscribe to my channel.